Welcome back to Red Devils TV, everybody, the realist channel on YouTube. It's your Manchester United versus West Ham preview. Now, United aren't scoring enough and West Ham are conceding goals for fun. Lopotagi has not been the revolution that West Ham owners thought it'd be after sacking David Moyes. But this is all about Manchester United and how we're going to approach, because just like the Fenerbahce game, we played to their strengths, which is ridiculous to me. We didn't challenge the keeper enough. We didn't challenge them enough. You know what I mean? And we didn't create enough chances. There was a whole list of errors and flaws in our approach towards that Fenerbahce game. I know I didn't make a match reaction, so I'm kind of going to have a rant in this video and talk about how we can improve going on to West Ham tomorrow. So the way I look at it and look at Erik Ten Hag's approach, he needs to change it. We need to create more chances by having more creative players and more midfield balance in the midfield. So how would I set up for tomorrow for Manchester United? Well, it's very simple. I'd start with Andre Onana in net, obviously our best keeper. And our starting keeper, I think Mazraoui needs to return at fullback, because I don't understand why Erik Ten Hag played him in the 10. Dalot looks a lot better off the right, so Mazraoui, I think, gets the left-hand call, let's say. De Ligt and Martinez in the defence as well, because they're obviously our best quality current defenders. Obviously, Johnny Evans is having a late injury test, so I don't think he'll be available. But if he is available, we might see Evans, Martinez at left-back, and De Ligt as well. But the midfield is where it changes, and for me, is where it gets really interesting, because I want to see a double pivot of Ugarte and Casemiro. Casemiro has been brilliant since his return after the poor performance he had against Liverpool. So since he's been back, he's been absolutely brilliant. Passes, tackling, interceptions. Casemiro's been a lot better than what he was against Liverpool. And Ugarte, I thought he was brilliant against Fenerbahce. For me, I gave him a 7, maybe 7.5 out of 10. That crucial block he made, because that's what you get. If you want to know what United need to get out of Ugarte, watch that Fenerbahce game. Yes, we didn't win, but we also didn't lose. But the amount of interceptions, the amount of tackles he was making, Ugarte is that aggressive player. He's not going to offer you so much going forward, but like defensively and breaking up the play, that's what Ugarte is all about, and that's why we signed him. But it's just whether he can adapt to the pace of the Premier League and become that lone six that we need him to be, because Casemiro's not going to be here forever. Up front, I want to see Eriksen in that advanced 10 or joint alongside Bruno Fernandes, because I want Bruno Fernandes to be playing off the right or left. So Bruno, we need that energy. We need that creativity. We need that player that's going to look up and create a chance from out wide, because Bruno can do that. And I feel like with the way that West Ham are going to set up, we need to be creating chances. This isn't going to be a game where you need your pacey wingers like Garnacho or Amad Diallo to get in behind the defensive line and hit him on the break, because that's not what's going to happen. West Ham under Lopotagi like to hold the possession. You know, they're a tight defensive unit, but they're conceding goals because it's not working. So how are they conceding goals? By the better teams like Chelsea, like Liverpool, like Spurs. Are United in that category at the moment to like beat a team like West Ham? I don't think so. We're going to make hard work of it like we did against Brentford, and it's really, really concerning. So Erik Ten Hag needs to find a way to create more chances in that starting 11. Have a go at the keeper early. Test the defence a bit more. We don't have to be clinical in every single attack. Let's just try and test the keeper, push them back up their own half, and just get more out of our attackers, because right now we all know Stevie Wonder can see we're not scoring enough goals. We're absolutely pathetic in front of goal, but it's because it seems that Erik Ten Hag's approach is it needs to be clinical. It needs to be precise. We need to score from every single attack, and that's not how football works, because then you get a quick counter-attack and you mess up, and Erik Ten Hag wants perfection out of this rebuild that we're having, and it's just not working, and he needs to change it up. But you can't go into every single game week changing the formation, changing the starting 11, changing the tactics, because there's no consistency, and then you can't build off their performances. And that's where I feel like it's Erik Ten Hag's biggest weakness as Manchester United manager at the moment. So yes, I would have Eriksen and Bruno in the same team, whether they're two wide creative wingers almost, or two half wingers, whatever the description is, or whether they're just two creative midfielders where Eriksen's the lone 10 or Bruno is the wide midfielder. But we'll probably see Ugarte or Casemiro come out, and we'll have Eriksen as the deep playmaker and Bruno back in the 10 where Mazraoui played against Fenerbahce, and then we'll have probably another winger in Garnacho or Ahmad, Rashford and Højlund, because for me Rashford and Højlund have to start. Højlund's clearly our best striker. Xerxes got a good assist against Fenerbahce for Eriksen's goal, but again, apart from that, he offered us nothing, and he just looks lost. I don't want to be seen as a hater towards Xerxes, but I think he's absolutely bobbins at the moment, and you know, he was the young player of the year in the Serie A, and I'm not meaning to hate on the guy, but at the end of the day, he's making it really, really difficult to back him at the moment. And when you've got a striker like that, with the amount of criticism he's already seen, because I'm not the only fan who's been criticising Xerxes, there's many other fans out there who do content and on Twitter and all over social media who have been criticising Xerxes as well. You've got people on radio saying it, you've got people, like I said, on social media criticising Xerxes. Is this going to be another failure signing under Erik Ten Hag? It looks like it, because right now, it's not like where with Højlund, when he came in, you'd be like, right, you can see what he's trying to do, the goals will come eventually, and they did for that brief period in November last year, where with Xerxes, he hasn't offered that spark. He hasn't given me that excitement. He hasn't given me anything to think this kid looks dynamite, give him time. But right now, the time is for patience. And right now, we're in a position where United fans can't be patient. The manager is under scrutiny every single game. The players are under scrutiny every single game. So if you want to protect these new players, don't put them in the firing line when we're under so much pressure already. And that's just my opinion. But so you need the players like Garnacho, like Rashford, like Højlund, players who can absorb the pressure and turn up in the biggest moments, because you know these players are clinical when they get their chances. And right now, Xerxes is not that player. But anyway, rant over. How do West Ham going to set up? You know, they've got their best player out at the moment in Kudus after receiving a red card in their most recent loss to the Spurs. So that's a massive bonus for us, because he's always a pain in the backside. So we'll have to see how it goes. Gerard Bowen, probably their best attacker after Kudus. Antonio's available. It's going to be a good battle between him and De Ligt, I think. Depends who he replaces Kudus with. I think it's going to be Somerville, but we might play Paqueta out wide. We might see a change in formation. I'm not too sure. So the way that they seem to set up is the 4-4-2 in defence, but almost like a 4-1-4-1 diamond type shape when they're just their standard formation. So we'll have to see how it goes with Ten Hag's approach and Lopotagi's approach. But as it stands right now, I personally believe United can get the win, but it's not going to be high. You know, they've been being battered by other teams. I think United will be lucky if we can get a 2-0 victory right now, because we just need to see more creativity, more chances and more shots, because we're not challenging teams' defences enough at the moment and showing our quality up front. But that's just my opinion. It's all right for Onana to be making double saves, or Ugarte making clearances against Fenerbahce, or even let's look at Onana against Crystal Palace, where he made that crucial double save. Clean sheets can only take you so far. You've got to be scoring the goals to win the games. I know scoring is the hardest part in football, but at the end of the day, United have got quality up front, but we're not seen as a threatening opposition at the moment. And for me, that's our biggest concern as well. So how will Erik Ten Hag approach it? We'll have to see. But anyway, if you made it far into the video, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for watching. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe if you are new. Comment down below your thoughts and predictions for this game, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.